Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Just in case if you're new here, my name's Dave. May the Schwartz be with you. Today we're doing something different, which is going over my vinyl collection of records. Now, if you saw, I did a video where I talked about how I got into vinyl records. You can check that out if you're interested to kind of hear my story there. But today I just wanted to go through my punk rock collection. So when I was younger, I got into punk rock, when I was a teenager, and then just started collecting records over time. Some of these I bought in the early 2000s just on a whim. I didn't even have a record player. I just wanted to have some punk rock records. And then some of these I've purchased more recently. So I'll kind of go into these just briefly and touch on each one. And then you can let me know in the comments down below if you have the same records or other ones you would recommend that I get. I know there's a lot I'm missing. Obviously, it's such a big genre, but these are just the ones that I've come across and collected. So I'll start with this one here. Mutiny on the Bay. So this is the live Dead Kennedys album. I bought this in the early 2000s, really good album. And what introduced me to the Dead Kennedys was the video game Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Police Truck, great track that's on there. Anyone that's played that game knows exactly the song when they hear it. And so I wanted to have that, and this is the album that it was on. So that's why I picked it up. This one I came across in a record store back in the early 2000s. This is the Exploited, Punk's Not Dead. I had liked the Exploited, and when I saw this record, I was like, wow, this pressing is from 1981. All right, cool. And bought it, and I paid probably more than I should have because now you can pick these up fairly cheap, but I want to say I paid like 20 bucks or something back in the day. So I got that one there. So I got the Dead Kennedys, Too Drunk to Fuck, and The Prey. Great song, hilarious, and just classic Dead Kennedys. So got this in my collection as well. Here we have Black Flag, Slip It In. This is an original pressing, also, I want to say 1984. And I picked this up. This might be I don't remember if this is German pressing. Anyway, it's funny because I picked this up from OfferUp. This girl was selling this record for like 10 bucks. And I was like, hey, would you take 5 or 8 or something lower? And she said, sure, which I was kind of surprised. So when I come to find out, I asked her how she came across this record because she was like 17, 18, didn't look like she'd be into punk rock. And she said it was her mom's and she was selling off records and stuff. So I think that's hilarious. I was like, I kind of wanted to see what her mom looked like because, as you get older, you maybe don't look as punk, but had the album, pretty cool. Crimp Shrine, so this is a group from the way I got introduced to Crimp Shrine was from 15, and I have their Lucky album, double LP here. So Jeff Ott is the lead singer. This is a punk band out of Berkeley, California. I got introduced to them by a friend of mine, Chris Jamal. Chris, thanks, man. I really enjoy this band a lot. And came across this album in a record store here in town. This was maybe about 2 years ago or so. And ended up being, I think it was like 35, 40 bucks, but the guy messed up and he forgot a digit. And so I think I paid like 4 bucks for this. Really cool. I didn't realize it until I was looking at my bank stuff, but snagged this one, double LP, really good album. And then Crimp Shrine is the band, I guess, pre-15, so still Jeff Ott. I'm not sure, I don't remember exactly all the members that went from Crimp Shrine into 15, but I know the lead singer for sure, Jeff Ott. Cool, good stuff. Okay, so this one I picked up from Hot Topic. This was back in the early 2000s. So this is AFI, and it's a picture disc, so you can see here, really cool. It's got a lot of great songs on this album, and this was on clearance for like 7 bucks. So I snagged it. I really enjoy this one. I think there's one track that maybe has a scratch in it, but other than that, it plays great. Picture discs are kind of iffy because, it's a thin layer on top of the picture itself. So a lot of times picture discs kind of sound like shit, but this one plays good. Rancid, I came across this also in the early 2000s. This is a double LP, and what I liked about this one, the reason I snagged it, it's a good album, Life Won't Wait, but it is this clear, transparent orange color vinyl. I thought that was really cool, so I snagged that, and I've listened to this quite a bit. I'm not sure what it's worth. I don't think I paid more than 10 or 15 bucks for it at the time, but yeah, it's another cool one. And then here I have one of the newest AFI albums, The Missing Man. Really good EP. And it is also a picture disc on one side. So it's just a single-sided vinyl. So you can see here, and then it has this kind of cool looking effect etched into the vinyl. I've listened to this quite a bit as well and really like it. And what was cool is when I bought this, I also got the download or digital download on Amazon Music, Prime Music or whatever. So this one is more pop punk, I guess you could say. No Use for a Name. I love all their albums. This is one of my favorites by them. Hard Rock Bottom and International U Day is probably my favorite song that's on this album. They're all good. Anyway, cool album there. Got that as well. And then my dad actually snagged this for me. This is hilarious. So it's the Rancid NoFX BYO Records Split Series. So if you're familiar with that, two punk bands get together and they exchange kind of tracks. They basically cover each other's songs in their style, and it's actually really cool. There's quite a few different groups that have done these, but this one is NoFX and Rancid, and my dad snagged this for $1, and it's in like awesome shape. So thanks, Dad. $1 album, can't be beat. All right, and then we're getting down to our 45. So I have the Op Ivy. This is a 45 Hectic EP, and then I have listened to this. I enjoy it a lot. I bought this because I had heard of Op Ivy at the time, Operation Ivy, but I hadn't listened to them, so I was like, oh, let me just snag the 45, which is kind of dumb because I didn't have a record player at the time, but I think it was more of just, I was in a collecting phase, I guess you could say, and then I did hear the EP and I liked it, so I did good there. This is the Undead Times Square. I came across this 45 just because we were at a record show and I needed to break a 20. And so this lady was selling these for $1, and so I gave her a $20 bill because I needed change. So that's how I came across that. Anyway, those are some of the records that I have. It's kind of my punk rock collection. Like I said, I was really big into punk. I had a mohawk, the whole thing. Fun times. But you wouldn't think it, I guess, now looking at me. And real quick, I missed my wristwatch check for you guys. So this is one of my newer purchases. I picked this up last week. It is a Briston Clubmaster in the green sunburst dial. We have a green NATO strap, and it has the tortoiseshell case around the outer edge there. I will do a review on this here in the future, but hope you guys are doing well. Wells is on his way later today, so we're going to record another video where we do an unboxing, so stay tuned for that. I still got watch stuff coming along, but just wanted to share my punk rock collection with you guys. Hope y'all are doing well, and as always, may the Schwartz be with you. Take care.